In this example, I want to show you what happens with index match approximate matching when your data is not sorted. So in this case, we have randomly sorted data, and it's actually sorted by the student ID. So we're going to try our index match here and see what we get back when we assume that we're doing ascending matching. So let's lock that, do our match, lock our parameter input, going to our percent grade, locking that, and doing 1 for ascending matching, meaning we're trying to find the highest thing less than or equal to 90% in this example. And let's see what answer we get. We get Jones. So let's see what's happening. So Tim Jones is what it's identifying, and it's saying 79% is the highest score, less than or equal to 90%. Now that's clearly not true because 87 is bigger than 79, 82 is, 89 is, we also have 90 down here for John Smith, so John Smith should be our correct answer. That's the highest score less than or equal to 90, but instead we're getting Tim Jones. Now why is that? Well, let's go through the data. Let's think like Match thinks. The way it works is it tries to find the first value bigger than 90%. So it works down and it finds 98%. This is the first value bigger than 90%. It goes back by 1, and that's why it gives us Tim Jones, which is not the correct answer. So 2 ways to address this. One is we can sort our data in an ascending fashion like we did in the prior videos, but that can kind of be a hassle. The other option is to use Xlookup. So Xlookup is the new way that we can do our lookups, and it has the ability now to decide whether you want to search with approximate or exact matching. So to this point, we've been doing exact matching, setting it up like this, and I actually flipped my lookup and return arrays. So let's just change that real quick. So that would be our way to do exact matching. Without having to do any extra parameters, you just need the 3. You need the lookup value, the lookup array, and the return array, and then you can get an exact match back. In this case, we don't want an exact match necessarily, so we need to use these extra arguments. The next extra argument is called if not found. Essentially, if you don't find the value you're looking for, you can return a certain message. We're going to not do that for right now. So we're going to just do another comma to skip that argument, and now we get to the match mode. So this is how we're going to match. Essentially 0 for exact match. Again, that's the default. You don't have to type it in if you don't want to. The alternatives are exact match or next smaller item, or exact match or next larger item. In this case, we want to find the biggest thing less than or equal to 90. So it's going to be the exact or the next smaller since it's less than or equal to. So we're going to use -1. When we do that, we don't have to have the data sorted. It actually can go through, and in the function by itself, it can sort the data and figure out that John Smith down here is our 90% value that gives us our correct answer. So let's actually change the parameters to see if it handles that. So for example, we can throw in 80% here. Our index match gets the right answer. It actually doesn't work with the logic that I explained to you earlier. And that's because when things aren't sorted properly, sometimes these functions behave very oddly. So if you're using an index match and you're doing it with an approximate matching, not on sorted data, don't be surprised when you get something back that makes no sense whatsoever. A lot of times it'll make sense with the way I talked you through it, but in this case it's not working that way, and I don't know why. The Xlookup, however, does get the correct answer because Tim Jones is the first less than or equal, the highest less than or equal to 80% at 79. If we flip it to 85, well, it's still going to give us the Jones answer, which is not correct, where Xlookup correctly identifies that 82% is the biggest number less than or equal to 85%. So when you're doing your looking up, what you really have to determine is, do you want to do a less than or equal to 85% or greater than or equal to 85%? So the next example is going to show you how to do a greater than or equal to 85%, still using the Xlookup function.